first begin by taking a mixer jar, and here I am adding cottage cheese, that is your paneer. This is my homemade paneer. Approximate 1 kilo of milk will give you 250 grams of paneer. And here I am adding some almond milk goes into it. Yes, it's a very easy recipe, and yes, it's an eggless one. Yes, you must be thinking eggnog and eggless. Yes, the flavor is awesome. Here I am adding some cream. If you are an alcoholic drinker, then you can add your choice of drink into it. Add some nutmeg powder, some cinnamon powder. So if you are adding some alcoholic drink, then please reduce the quantity of milk, that is your almond milk. So here I am adding vanilla and some sweetener, that is I am adding erythritol, that would give a good taste in my mouth, a cooling taste which I like it. So I am going to just churn this, and now I am preparing the glasses. So here I have taken some butter, this is melted butter, rolling my glasses in the melted butter, and the cinnamon powder to give that festive look. So here see, my glasses look so pretty. Perfect. I am going to roll another glass even. My camera is shaking. In fact, it must be shaking with joy. Actually, I enjoyed this recipe while trying. So here I am making the video of it, and I know it you are also going to enjoy it. Yes, it's an eggless eggnog. So after, see, my drink is perfectly made, it's quite creamy. So just pour it in the glass. See, after pouring it, I am going to decorate with some whipped cream. Yes, this is my dairy whipped cream, sugar free. I have added erythritol into that even, and I am just pouring the cream. I think so I should have whipped it much more, but doesn't matter. You better whip it more so that you get good type of crust, you can say. See, beautiful. My mouth is watering. Here my glass is full of cream and it's full of creaminess. And now I am going to, this looks so beautiful. As it is, the drink looks gorgeous. And I am going to just sprinkle some cinnamon powder to give that drink a beautiful festive look. And enjoy this eggnog as my friends who are egg eater and non-veg eater, as they are enjoying, I am also enjoying it. So for the yummy fudgy keto brownies, I am going to first prepare the flax egg. So for that, take a small vessel, add flaxseed flour to it and add some water and mix it up. Yes, you have to mix it up so that it gels up while we prepare the other ingredients. So just mix it up and keep it aside. Now take a big mixing bowl, add almond flour to it. This is your homemade almond flour, of which the link has been provided up. And to that I am adding unsweetened cocoa powder. Yes, I am adding unsweetened cocoa powder. Here goes the baking powder in it. And here goes the sweetener, erythritol. You can use any sweetener you like. And now I am adding some walnuts to it and keeping some aside. And here comes an important powder, that is your isolate protein, that is your isolate whey protein powder. This will help in binding and giving a good texture even. Now mix it up thoroughly. Yes, you have to give it a magic mix so that all the ingredients get easily mixed up. Now see, my flax egg has formed. So now to this I am going to add vanilla essence. Here goes oil in it. and some apple cider vinegar. And now mix it up thoroughly. Yes, you have to mix it up thoroughly so that it forms a homogeneous mixture. And now I'm going to drop this wet ingredients into the dry ingredient bowl. Yes, I've dropped it at a go. And now I'm going to mix it up. You have to mix it up properly. Don't give a vigorous mix. Softly mix up and it will form a batter, a thick batter. See, it will form a thick batter. Very thick batter it forms. See, my batter for the brownie is made. It's so simple. Now grease a baking dish. Meanwhile, my oven is preheated to 180 degrees Celsius. And now I am putting a parchment paper. This parchment paper is very easy because this parchment paper helps in removing the brownies properly. I have again greased the parchment paper and now I am dropping the batter into it. Slowly drop the whole batter into it. Scrape out as much as possible. See, lovely. My mouth is watering. I can't resist myself, I just want to lick this spoon also. Just spread it out with the spoon. And now I am sprinkling the remaining walnuts which I had kept it aside. Just sprinkle it out. Already the walnuts are there inside the batter even. And put it for baking at 180 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. See, it's done. I've just taken it out and let it stand. Let it cool down. Don't touch it. Don't even think of touching it until and unless it has cooled down. So now I'm removing the baking tray from it and I've taken it out and placed it on the wooden shelf or anything or any plate you like. You can put it. It's much easier to slice because now I'm going to slice the brownies. It has completely cooled off. And see, with a fine knife, this is actually a fine blade. I love this blade. Slice it into small pieces because you won't be able to resist yourself from having one piece. In fact, these are also quite big pieces. You can make small pieces, but it's difficult, because it may break, it may crumble down. So it's better you make a medium size cut. See, they look so lovely and so gooey even. The texture is perfect. See, I'll show you. See, isn't it gooey and it is perfect? This looks lovely. And now I'm serving it on a plate. You can store this in the refrigerator. Even outside you can keep it for at least 4 or 5 days. And in the refrigerator you can keep it for at least 15 days. I just keep it inside the fridge. Whenever I want to have, I just microwave it or heat it up in an oven and enjoy the gooiness of this lovely keto brownies. These are your eggless brownies and I really love it. See, doesn't it look lovely? See, I am so happy to see the result. It's so beautiful. Really want to put it in my mouth. This goes inside my mouth. Yeah. Truly delicious. The lovely chocolate flavor, the gooiness, the fudginess, all is there. I'm going to first prepare the flax egg. But for this flax egg, I'm not going to take the quantity of water as a ratio as 1:3. I'm going to take less water in it. So I have just made a mixture of flaxseed flour and water, and I'm going to just mix it up and keep it aside so that it forms a lovely thick gel. Meanwhile, I'll take a food processor and here I'm going to add the almonds. These are not roasted almonds, simple almonds. And I have kept few pieces aside which I am going to chop and use it afterwards. Here comes the peanuts. They are also not roasted. You can use whatever nuts and seeds you like. I am using basically what is available to me and also which I like. So here comes a mixture of pumpkin, sunflower seeds, Actually, I used a mixture because I had this much seeds left only. So I've kept a little aside for sprinkling afterwards, and this also goes inside the chopper. And after churning, see how it has formed a crumbly mixture. You can see big pieces, small pieces, and fine powder even. So I want this because when you have a bite, you get the texture of the nuts, the seeds, and also you can feel as if you are having something. It gives a feeling of satiety, which I love about these granola bars. Here I am adding desiccated coconut into it. This, if you don't like desiccated coconut, you can absolutely remove it. Here I am adding stevia into it. And now I am going to add vanilla essence. You can add other flavors like cinnamon over here or cardamom powder even. That is according to your taste, you can vary it. And now I am going to add the peanut butter. This is my room temperature peanut butter. If your peanut butter is not at room temperature, that is if you have taken out from the refrigerator, please keep it aside, otherwise it would be difficult to mix it up, or at least microwave it for 30 seconds. See, I've added that. This would help in mixing up of all these ingredients. And now comes the flax mix. Yes, I told you the ratio of this is that is the water ratio to the flax powder is less, because I want a tight dough. So here this goes inside this, and I'm going to just give it a good magic mix. Yes. So here I'm mixing up all the ingredients so that the flax egg and the peanut butter helps in binding all the ingredients. Many of you have asked me, flax egg is a mixture of flaxseed flour and eggs. No, it's a mixture of flax flour and water. That is called flax egg. It's a quite tight dough. Now I've taken a baking tray. You can take whichever tray you have, round, square, rectangular, and I have lined it with the parchment sheet. I have taken a bigger layer of parchment sheets and cut it across from the side so that it overlaps, and also it helps me in removing afterwards. It will help me in picking up the granola bar after it's being made. So I have transferred the content of the mixture into this, and I have greased my spatula, which will help me in settling down the mixture. That is, I'm going to spread it evenly all around. If you want a thick granola bar, that is the thickness of 1 inch, take a small tin, or at least make a divider with the help of a foil, aluminium foil, and you can make a thick granola bar. But I prefer a little thin only. Why? Because I love to have a good quantity. So in this way I can control my portion. So I'm just dabbing it and spreading it out. Spread it tightly so that it binds up beautifully. The flax egg will help in binding also. And now I'm going to see, it's done. Perfectly evened up. See, beautiful. The texture is so pretty. I can see the nuts, the seeds. And now I'm sprinkling the seeds which I had kept aside. So here goes the seeds. Sprinkle it over it, and then I'm going to sprinkle the almonds. Almonds also I have sliced it. This will give a beautiful texture to my dish even, and also I would love it because it gives a beautiful color. You can sprinkle according to your taste if you like more. Now I'm sprinkling some black pepper powder. This will give a lovely flavor to my granola. I love it with the hint of black pepper powder. After sprinkling the black pepper powder, I'm going to just press it off. Yes, you have to press again with the help of the spatula, otherwise all the toppings will fall off. when you cut or pick it up. So press it lightly, and this one is ready for baking. Yes, my oven is preheated to 190 degrees Celsius, and here I am baking for 10 to 12 minutes or maximum 15 minutes at 190 degrees Celsius. My oven, you see the belt is moving because it's a microwave convection oven. See, I've taken it out. It's beautifully done. It's not yet hard. It has not yet set up. So here I'm taking it out, and then I'm going to slice it, because as it cools down it will become hard. So before that I'm going to slice it off, because it's easier to slice when it's hot. So I'm slicing it with a big knife. Better to cut it with a more thin knife or a blade. See, I have just sliced it off. I have made 8 pieces, but that is for the video, for photography you can say. But afterwards I'm going to cut it into 16 pieces. So here I have completely cooled it off. Doesn't it look beautiful? See, it looks so nice. Perfect dish for those teeny mini hunger pangs, and they are very good, loaded with proteins and vitamins and minerals and omega-3s. So if you have liked it and enjoyed it, just go and make these lovely keto bars. So for this lovely, beautiful keto eggless Nutella bomb, I am going to first make the flax egg. So for this, take a small bowl. I have taken flaxseed flour into it. That is also a homemade flaxseed flour. And into that I am going to add water. Yes, I am going to add water into it. That is your room temperature water. And just mix it up and keep it aside so that the flaxseed flour gels up beautifully. It will act as egg. So now my second step start, and here I am going to prepare the Nutella. I am going to show you how I prepare my Nutella. So I have taken the roasted hazelnuts. If you don't have hazelnuts, doesn't matter, you can take roasted almonds and you can make from that even. After churning, see how it has churned up into fine powder. Can you see the texture? So now I am going to add the chocolate, which is kept at the room temperature. This is a bit sweetened, or you can say sugar free type of chocolate. It is sweet, so I am not adding sugar into it. That is your stevia. But if you feel you want more sweetness, add 1 to 2 tablespoons of stevia according to your taste. And here I am adding butter to it. This I am adding a little less because I am going to stuff it inside the pancake. For making the proper Nutella, add the double quantity. See, my Nutella for the pancake is perfect and it's done. See, I need a paste consistency for my pancake. So if you are making for using as a Nutella for your spread and all, you can add a little more butter and your Nutella would be done, and you can store it in an airtight container even. And this you can store it outside or in the fridge. I prefer storing it outside so that it is quite a spready type. And now I am going to put a portion of it in the piping bag because I am going to make the Nutella bombs. So for here I am just with the help of a spoon, I am transferring a little portion of the Nutella into the piping bag, and I am going to set my piping bag, just set it up properly, and I am going to make a small slit, and my piping bag or the Nutella bag is done. Now I am going to prepare the batter. So for that I have taken again a mixer jar, added almond flour to it. See the texture, this is your homemade almond flour, and here I am adding some baking powder goes into it, and the xanthan gum, yes, that is the hero of the dish, which really helps in binding. Some baking soda goes into it, and I'm going to churn it. This churning helps in mixing of all the dry ingredients properly, and also it will grind the almond flour more fine. And now I'm going to add the other ingredients. Here goes the butter, some hung curd goes into it, that is your Greek yogurt. I'm going to add Greek yogurt to it. Greek yogurt is nothing, you can prepare it at home. Just hang your curd in a bowl on a sieve and keep it inside in the fridge for 5 to 7 hours and it's done. I have added some vanilla essence into it to give that lovely flavor to my pancake. And now I am going to drop the prepared flax meal. Yes, that is my flax egg which I had kept it aside. This goes into it. See how beautifully it has gelled up. And now I am going to churn this. So here I am just seeing the consistency. It's quite a thick paste. I would like to add some water into it. It's quite a thick paste, so I'm going to add about 4 to 5 tablespoons of water into it, and I'm going to churn it again. I forgot to add stevia, so I'm adding it right now. So stevia goes into it, that is your sweetener, because we want it's a sweet recipe, it's a keto sweet. So here I've mixed it again, and now I'm going to transfer it into the piping bag. Yes, it's much easier if you transfer it into your piping bag, because and you don't have to buy if you don't have a piping bag, you can use any plastic bag. Just fill it up and slit it, it will work. See, I filled it up, it's done. I'm just making my piping bag ready even, and this also I'm going to cut a slit and keep it aside. And this is the portion I have kept it aside. That is your half portion which I am going to keep it aside in a container and use it for the next time. And here comes the main method. Yes, I am heating an appe pan, and if you don't have an appe pan, you can make it in small bowls, and you can put it in your pan with a cover. So first grease the appe holes. This is a magical pan, you can say. I really love it, and I am making a trial one because since this is my trial run, so I am making a single portion. One portion I am making to see if it works or not. If it doesn't work, the recipe won't be seen by you, but since you are seeing the recipe, it means this method worked. So I am just filling it up. God bless me, I hope. I'm keeping my finger crossed so that it does not break. I'm just adding the Nutella into it with the help of the piping bag. And now again I'm going to cover this Nutella with the pancake batter. Yes, I'm going to let it cook for 2 to 3 minutes. And if it turns, then only I can say it's a keto pancake bomb. Otherwise, I cannot show you this video. Since you are seeing this video, it means it has worked. So, I'm going to just toss and turn with the help of a fork. I'm going to keep 2 forks because it's much easier to work with 2 forks. See, slowly loosen the edge, and let me see, it's perfectly moving, so it means it has cooked. It has worked. Yes, beautiful. Wow, see, it has worked. Lovely color, perfect. I am so happy. So now I am preparing. I am, would you say, excited. I can prepare as many as I want, but this is quite heavy. So I am making only few pieces right now. See, just fill it up. Again fill the Nutella into it. And again I am going to cover it up with the pancake batter. Cover it up properly. Fill it up. Looks so cute. And I'm going to let it cook for 2 to 3 minutes again. And after 2 to 3 minutes, I am going to again toss and turn. And well, while tossing and turning, you have to be a bit careful. Be slow and steady. Don't be in a hurry. See this one, the first piece is cooked. Doesn't it look beautiful? See, beautiful. Awesome, I could say. My favorite word. I've taken it out and I've filled that portion again with the I've made another Nutella bomb in that hole. Now I'm turning with the help of the 2 fork. You really need 2 fork to work with it, and it's much easier to toss and turn with the help of 2 fork. And again I'm going to let it cook for 2 to 3 minutes. And then I'm going to just take it out. Let's see if it's done or not. Yes, it's done. So I'm just taking it out. Can you see? Beautiful. They are actually bombs, which you are going to just enjoy while putting it inside your mouth. It's a very good way of having, because while you are in keto, it doesn't mean you cannot enjoy any food. Yes, you can enjoy food. It's a bit pain because if you are an eggless follower, it is a bit difficult, but it's not mountain which you cannot move. So here comes the beautiful keto eggless Nutella bombs, and here I am going to show you. Just see the thickness of it. Isn't it beautiful? Just see how the pancake has risen up. Beautifully risen. Can you see the Nutella? They look so lovely. So for my favorite keto improvised plum cake, I am going to just take a pan and I am going to brown the butter. Yes, I need a brown butter. So simply melt the butter on slow flame. My pan was a bit hot, so be careful, don't do that. And just stir the butter on slow flame and it will turn brown. Don't burn the butter. I need a browned butter so that my cake gets a beautiful flavor and also the color. See how quickly, it just takes about 5 minutes. Stir it in between, it will become frothy even, and afterwards the froth will go away. See, it has turned brown and it's done, beautifully brown color. So now I'm going to take a small bowl and add chia seed and some flaxseed flour. I'm going to make a flax egg. That is actually an egg replacer. I'm using chia seed and flaxseed flour as an egg replacer. So I'm going to add water to it and mix it thoroughly and keep it aside. Now take a big mixing bowl, add almond flour to it, and then I'm going to add baking soda to it. Yes, not baking powder but baking soda. Now comes the super ingredients. Clove powder goes into it, some cinnamon powder goes into it, some nutmeg powder goes into it, and I'm going to add some sugar-free stevia. You can add any sugar-free you use, you can add that, and just mix it up thoroughly. Give it a magic mix. Now I'm adding the nuts. Here comes the walnuts, some almonds, and the plum, it's cranberries. Yes, instead of the plum I am adding the cranberries. These are your unsweetened cranberries, and mix it up thoroughly. Give it a magic mix. And now I'm going to add the other ingredients. Here comes the brown butter. Lovely, beautiful. See the color of the brown butter. I'm adding that. That would give a beautiful brown color to this plum cake, or cranberry, fruit and nut, whatever you want to call. I am calling it a plum cake only. Here goes the vanilla essence and the egg replacer, that is your chia and flaxseed flour mix. This I am going to drop inside it. Meanwhile, my oven is preheated to 180 degrees Celsius. Now mix this up. It will form a soft dough, a very soft and light fluffy dough because of the baking soda. So just mix up the dough. Lightly you have to mix it up. See. And see, it's done. Now take a loaf pan. If you don't have a loaf pan, doesn't matter. Take any square or rectangular dish and you can create the shape of the loaf as I am creating. I am making the size smaller of the loaf pan. You can create a loaf pan with the help of the silver foil. Just grease it with oil, and I am putting a parchment paper because this becomes easier for me to lift the cake. I am very happy with the parchment paper. This is a very good savior for me. And now I am going to drop the plum cake mixture into it. My mouth is watering. I cannot resist myself. I am just eager when the cake is being made. Now smoothen out the surface of the top of the cake with the help of your fingers or with your spatula, whichever way you are comfortable. And now this is ready for baking. Now I am baking at 180 degrees Celsius for at least 30 to 40 minutes. I have baked for 35 minutes. Now and I have taken it out now, and let me do the toothpick test. And it's clear. See, it's done. My cake is done. And let it cool down properly. It should be cooled down. The cake should not be cut before it's being cooled. So let it stand for at least 1 hour. See my cake, it's so sturdy. It really looks like the original plum cake. And I bet you would love it better than the plum cake even. The best part of the keto is, you can improvise. You don't have to resist yourself from having those normal food. You just have to improvise those foods into the keto form. See my cake. Those are the big cranberry pieces which have fallen apart, but my cake is perfectly baked. It's quite sturdy, and you can store this outside even, and you can keep it for at least 15 days. And this is a very good travel food even. So if you have liked it, just go and make this lovely keto plum cake and enjoy this Christmas, this holiday. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and post comments and queries. I would love to answer it. Thank you.